Good day po, especially po sa ating teacher, Sir Jerwin Soriano. Ang topic po namin is changes in personal status na may subtopic po na transfer, promotion, demotion, and separation. Okay, what is changes in personal status? Changes in personal status are bound to take place during the period of employment. There is a continuous movement of employees in the form of promotion, transfer, demotion, or separation. This movement is the function of the placement wherein the objective is to find or assign the right person to the right job. Another explanation po is a change in employment status is affected by a personal action generated by the HR department upon receipt of a written request from an unauthorized representative of a department expressing the intended change in employment status. Ang sinasabi lang po dyan na kapag po na change po ng status po natin sa ating pinagtatrabahuhan, kailangan po meron pong memo sa HR department. Okay po, ang next po natin is the transfer. Transfer is the reassignment of an employment to a job with similar pay, status, duties, and responsibilities or to another work shift or from one unit to another in the same company, just like being an invoice clerk to a sales clerk. The right to transfer an employee is a part of management inherent or prerogatives. Sinasabi lang po dyan na pag po na-transfer to po tayo, na kailangan po, similar lang din po yung pay natin, status, duties, and responsibility. Parang sa Jollibee lang din po, kapag po nalipat po kami, or yung manager po, ang ano niya lang din po, halimbawa po, ang KRA niya po is, KRA means po, key responsibilities area. Yun po yung mga tinatrabaho niya sa Jollibee. Halimbawa po, yung Arm 1 po namin or yung Assistant Restaurant Manager 1, ang trabaho niya po is mag-order ng mga stocks po namin and mag-inventory. Ganon din po sa lilipatan niyang another store. Ganon po. Sinasabi rin po dito na the right to transfer an employee is a part of management inherent power or prerogatives. Sinasabi din po dyan na kailangan pong malipat ang isang employee. Hindi po tayo nag-stay lang po sa ating safe zone. Kailangan po nating malipat at makasalamuha po ng ibang tao. Ang reasons to transfer is 1, due to job dissatisfaction. Sinasabi po dyan na job dissatisfaction, parang lang po, wala ka po sa mood magtrabaho, ganun po. Parang hindi po sa'yo yung trabaho mo. Ganun po. Number 2, in conflicts with supervisor or coworker. Kapag po nag-conflict, halimbawa po, yung isang manager may karelasyon na crew, ganun po, itina-transfer po yung manager na yon sa hindi po sila magkakasama ng crew na karelasyon niya or ng manager na karelasyon niya. Number 3, for employees' convenience. For employees' convenience naman po, halimbawa po, yung isang manager, tiga Talavera po siya, tapos ang store assignment niya po is Rizal. Kailangan na po siyang ilipat doon sa mas malapit po na store sa kanilang bahay para po yung travel niya po na po yung niya doon, productivity niya sa pagta-travel pa lang po, pagod na siya, ganun. Paano po pa kaya pag nagtrabaho na siya? Number 4 po is organizational needs may require transfer due to business expansion, attachment, erroneous placement, or to meet departmental requirements during peak season. Sinasabi lang po dito, halimbawa, yung Jollibee po, nagtayo po ulit ng branch. sobra po yung manpower po ng isang store, kailangan na po nilang i-transfer po yung isa. Number 5, for an employee to be better suited or adjustment to the job, remedial transfer. Sinasabi lang din po dito na halimbawa po yung isang manager naka-vacation leave, ganon. Ita-transfer po or hihiramin po yung isang manager para po merong mapunan po yung kulang ng isang store. Ng isang store doon po sa kabilang store. Ganun lang po. Meron pa rin pong reason ng transfer, for me lang po ha. Minsan po borrowed po sila doon sa isang store. Ganun. Yun lang po yung akin, yung transfer. Thank you po.
Good day, sir and classmates. My name is Christian Philip Alvarado and I will be reporting promotion. So first, let's define what is promotion. So promotion is the reassignment of an employee to a certain position higher. So from a manager to a senior manager, for example. So alam niyo naman kung ano ang promotion. So that is what is promotion is. And then, so having a promotion lets you have more benefits, more salary, and more opportunities. So, alam natin yon. So, pag mas mataas position mo, mas marami kang magagawa or makakamit or more influence. So, there are approaches in recruiting an employee to promotion. So, first is the closed promotion system, which is the supervisor yung mag-identify kung sino yung ipopromote. So, since siya yung advisor, he's the one responsible or will be picking who will be promoted. Kasi siya yung nagsusupervise. Siya yung may alam ng skills ng mga employee. Kaya siya yung responsible doon. And second, open promotion, which is meron tayong equal na promotion for everyone based on their performance. So, dito, hindi yung mamili. Siya yung who is the most skilled employee. Siya yung mag-promote. And then, what are our criteria in promoting an employee? So, number 1 is seniority. Sa seniority, meron tayong 2 types, which is straight or pag sinabi natin straight, seniority, siya yung length ng pagsaservice ng employee, kung gaano na siya katagal. So, alam natin yun, di ba? Kung matagal ka na sa isang trabaho, it's time na ipopromote ka na ng company. Kasi mapapansin na nila yung kung gaano ka katagal, di ba? May naman sila. And then, second is current and past performance. So, ito, depende yung performance mo or yung achievement mo sa length ng despite the length or kung gaano ka katagal or gaano ka kagaling mag-perform kahit na 2 months or 3 months ka pa lang. Ayan, and then meron tayong tinatawag na unofficial promotion. So, ano ba yung unofficial promotion? Ito yung mga parang may mga bias sa promotion. So, number 1 is personal characteristic. So, ito depende naman kung paano ka makitungo sa mga kasamahan mo bilang empleyado. Kaya ka na-promote kasi meron kang good personality, good social communication with others. So, pansin yun. Kaya, parang feeling nila, you have good leadership, good character, kaya ka nagpo-promote despite of your performance. Number 2 is nepotism. So, ito yung pinaka-common, yung nepotism or favoritism or yung relative mo siya sa isang kumpanya. Kaya yung ibang kumpanya, pinagbabawal yung magkamag-anak or somewhat connected. Kasi nga, kadalasan, pinopromote kahit na hindi magaling or unskilled ang isang employee. Number 3 is social factors. What are social factors? Which is, yung mga social, friendship. So yun, pagka kaibigan mo, ipopromote mo, di ba? Pagkakilala mo, ipopromote mo. Pag close kayo, ipopromote mo, di ba? Parang sobrang bias nun. So it's called unofficial. And that's correct for promotion. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Valerie P. Francisco, and today we're talking about demotion. Okay, ano nga ba ang meaning ng demotion? Okay, basahin muna natin. Demotion is the reassignment of an employee to a lower job involving fewer skills and responsibilities. It is also the movement of an employee to a less important job from higher level job in the organization. Okay, ito yung pag-assign sa isang empleyado sa ibang mas mababang posisyon o gawain sa isang trabaho. Dahil hindi sapat ang kanyang kakayahan at kaalaman sa isang posisyon, o pwede rin nating sabihin na ito ang kabaliktaran ng promotion. Siyempre, ang pagdidemote sa isang empleyado ay hindi madali para sa ating mga amo o employers. Hindi ito ginagawa dahil lang sa sariling kagustuhan o sa iba pang dahilan katulad ng edad, lahi, relihiyon, kasarian o disability. Pero bakit ba nangyayari ang demotion? Ito ang mga ilang dahilan kung bakit siya nangyayari. Maaaring hindi sapat ang pinapakitang galing at kakayahan ng empleyado, kulang sa kaalaman sa kasalukuyang posisyon, o minsan ito rin yung way ng ating mga amo para sa pagdidisiplina dahil mayroon tayong nagawa na di maganda at malaki ang naging epekto sa organisasyon, at marami pang ibang rason para mangyari ang demosyon. Pero minsan hindi lang dahil sa ating mga employers kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng demotion. Minsan, ang mismong empleyado ang nagre-request or nagbo-volunteer para magkaroon ng demotion. So, bakit naman nila gagawin yun, di ba? So, ito ang ilang mga dahilan. Ginagawa ito ng empleyado dahil gusto niyang mabawasan ang kanyang gawain dahil maaaring hindi na kaya physically, emotionally, and mentally. Maaari na ayaw na niya sa kanyang kasalukuyang posisyon o trabaho, at maaari rin na gusto ng empleyado na magkaroon ng work-life balance o magkaroon ng ibang balancing oras para sa trabaho at sa sariling buhay or personal na buhay. Kasi 'di ba karamihan pag masyado na tayong nagiging busy, nagiging workaholic na tayo, nasosobra na tayo, or mas marami na yung nakukonsume nating oras para sa trabaho kaysa sa ating mga personal na buhay. So, pero, meron tayong legal o tamang pamamaraan para mag-demote. Narito ang 4 na pamamaraan para mas madali sa atin kung paano natin ito may sasagawa. So, una, tell the employee about the demotion. Sabihin natin sa empleyado natin tungkol sa demotion. Tanungin natin kung ano ba ang pagkakaintindi nila sa demotion. At ipaliwanag natin mabuti sa kanila kung bakit natin gagawin sa kanila ang pagde-demote, lalo na sa kanilang naging performance. Pangalawa, explain the new position. Ipaliwanag natin ang kanilang magiging bagong trabaho o posisyon. Ilista ang mga dapat gawin at mga ine-expect natin sa kanilang bagong gawain. Pangatlo, make a transition plan. Iset ang date kung kailan magsisimula ang bagong posisyon. At gawin na kung may mga documents o projects na kailangang ipasa sa ibang empleyado. Pang-apat, tell necessary people. Hindi kailangan malaman lahat ng empleyado ang pag-demote sa isang empleyado. Sabihin lamang ito sa ilan at maaapektuhan sa trabaho. At yun lamang ang ilang mga impormasyon about sa demotion. Maraming salamat po.
Hi, I'm Jesus Joy S. Veronia, and my part of this topic is about separation. In my part, you're going to know about its meaning, reasons, types, and also the process of separation in workplace. Take note, not in a relationship. First, let's define about the employee separation. Employee separation is a sensitive issue for any organization. Usually, an employee leaves the organization after several years of service. Thus, the permanent separation of employees from an organization requires discretion, empathy, and a great deal of planning. An employee may be separated as consequence of resignation, removal, death, permanent incapacity, discharge, or retirement. The employee may also be separated due to the expiration of an employment contract or as a part of downsizing of the workforce. Organizations should never harass the employees, especially in the case of resignation, just because they are quitting the organization. In fact, a quitting employee of the organization must be seen as a potential candidate of the future for the organization and also the brand ambassador of its HR policies and practices. However, many organizations are still treating their employees as expendable resources and discharging them in an unplanned manner whenever they choose to do so. Of course, there is a reason behind that separation. Let's talk about those reasons. Reasons for separation of employees. Employee separation constitute the final stage in the staffing process of an organization. This is the last process. Remember that. This is the last process. An employee can leave the organization for any reasons which he deems fit for seeking separation. However, separation is classified basically in two types. What are those? Voluntary separation and involuntary separation. Voluntary separation refers to the separation of employees on their own request, meaning their demand or application. While involuntary separation means the separation of employees for organization reasons which are beyond the control of the employees. We shall now discuss the causes of this separation in details. First, voluntary separation. Voluntary separation, as you all know, it is the which normally begins after a request is placed in disregard by the employee, can happen due to two reasons: professional reason and personal reasons. We shall now discuss this reason in detail. Professional reasons. Professional reasons, employees may seek separation when they decide to seek better position, responsibilities, and status outside the present organization. Efficient employees would seek to expand their realm of knowledge and skills continuously by working in different capacities or position in various organizations. In their quest for greater responsibility, power, and status, they may seek separation from the organization. Next, we have the personal reasons. The personal reasons is the important personal reasons for voluntary separation are relocation for family reasons like marriage, kasal, importante yun, of the employees and health crisis of family members, maternity and child rearing, pag-aalaga ng bata. For instance, when working women get married, they often prefer to settle in the partner's place of occupation. Minsan, marami ng mga nagtatrabaho na lumilipat kasama yung asawa nila. So, doon nagsisimula yung personal reasons. Similarly, an employee may seek voluntary separation to look after the child of parent. Voluntary separation process. So may process yan, hindi agad-agad. ECE recommends the following process for when an employee separates from your company voluntarily. Examples include voluntary quit, resignation, job abandonment, and retirement. First, when possible, employees should typically provide written notification with a minimum of 2 weeks notice of their intention to separate from the company. Second, after management receives this letter, they should forward it to their HR department along with the signed separation notice. This separation notice will serve as notice to stop the employee's payroll and benefits. Third, a neutral party should conduct an exit interview with the employee for the purpose of discovering his or her reasoning for leaving your employee. Finally, mail a letter to the employee confirming their resignation and cancellation of benefits. Also, give the employee a letter regarding the option for filing for unemployment. And, of course, this is very important. Keep copies of all separation documents in the employee's personnel files. Now, we are done involuntary. Let's discuss the involuntary separation. Involuntary separation, as mentioned earlier, an involuntary separation is caused by the factors which remain beyond the purview of the employees. However, these factors may be classified broadly into health problems, behavioral problems, and organizational problems. We shall now discuss these factors in details. Health problems. Major health problems crippling the employees may make them invalid or unfit to continue in the profession. For instance, accidents causing permanent disabilities and illness of the employees like brain stroke and other terminal illnesses can lead to their involuntary separation. Death of employees is another factor which results in their involuntary separation. So, napakalaking factor kapag health na ang pinag-uusapan. Whether you like it or not, magkakaroon ka ng involuntary separation. Next, we have the behavioral separation. Behavior separation. An employee is objectionable, hindi ka nais-nais, and unruly, hindi mapigil na behavior within the organization may also lead to his involuntary separation from the organization. When the employee's behavior is unethical or violates the code of conduct in force, the organization may initiate disciplinary action, which may eventually result in his termination. This may constitute an act of involuntary separation. Consistent failure to reach performance goals by an employee can also result in his involuntary separation. Now, involuntary separation process. Siyempre, meron din itong process like voluntary process. ESC recommends the following process for when an employee separates from your company involuntarily. Examples include termination for poor performance or misconduct, layoff, plant closure, and disability. First, you should know about this. Employers that decide to separate an employee should first ensure that they are compliant with federal, state, and state labor laws and reviews if steps have been taken to avoid perception of violation of this law. Siyempre, hindi naman kaagad-agad, pwede mo na siyang tanggalin. You should know about the law. May law kasi tungkol dyan. Next, complete a separation notice for the employee to sign in on his or her last day that details the reason for the separation. ESC recommends in most cases that employers share specific reasons for terminating an employee. This helps lessen the amount of confusion and frustration of the person being separated. However, we recommend you to do not give the employee a copy of his notice, of this notice. You are not required to do so, and it is for internal purposes only. Third, have a formal separation meeting between the employee and the manager or the owner. This is where the employee will find out he or she is being let go from the company. We strongly recommend a witness. Kailangan may nakakaalam. We encourage our clients to contact their HR consultant to assist with this process. Fourth, mail a separation of employment letter to the employee confirming their separation and cancellation of benefits. Also, give the employee a letter regarding the option for filing for unemployment. And lastly, most important, keep copies of all separation documents in the employee's personnel files. That's all for my part of this report.